Good evening, warm welcome to Expert SEM. So, one of the important topic is on inventory management. We have seen inventory earlier. Also, you may face different kind of questions on the inventory management, especially how to reduce it. We have seen it in the last time. Overall, how you can reduce the inventory. What are the methods available? There we have seen some of the methods. Now we will see different way of reducing the inventory. Of course you need some time management support to do these kind of changes. If you would like to see the previous versions, you can visit to the my YouTube channel, where you can see all the previous question and answer. So today's question part 2 is how to reduce inventory. And of course you may know some of the methods, but there will be a struggle if you are doing it alone without support of your bosses or even other functions. So let us see some of the aspects here. Especially if you are in a planning function and taking care of MRP release, then you have to periodically update some of the things. For example, we call them as a planning function. It could be lead time or order policy or supplier or MOQ. All this has to be frequently, in the sense at least once in a year. These things have to be evaluated. If you know, for example, ordering policy is set based on EOQ is nothing but one should know what is the ordering cost and carrying cost. Of course, if these costs are set 10 years back, now the situation may be different, so it may be giving you wrong quantity. That's the reason why the planning executives must keep on reviewing this planning parameters. Next one is whenever you are releasing MRP or similar things, the system believes that system stock and physical stock are the same. If in the system source 100 units, physically also 100 units should be available. If you have 80 units or 120 units, then whatever planning you do, you are going to end up in wrong result. Of course, planning guys may not manage the warehouse physical inventory, but you should keep a tab. What is the physical inventory accuracy level? Because this is a part of a supply chain. Maybe they are your colleagues working in the warehouse, and you should also periodically audit what is the level of inventory. Many large organizations, they have a cycle counting team who do this periodically to ensure better inventory accuracy. So if you have a higher accuracy, then inventory requirement naturally is going to reduce. Also, you may see many times when you are importing the material, the item coming by sea, naturally it becomes a part of inventory. We call them either as a goods in transit or pipeline inventory or in transit inventory. The more the time it takes for transit, then your inventory volume can increase. So one of the better way is you have to convince your technical and purchase people, why can't you go to local source? Maybe it's a long term journey, but still you have to start somewhere, and this can definitely reduce your inventory to a long to a uh, bigger extent. Then we can also work with the vendors and try to do some of the inventory management techniques like consignment inventory, in which you can make your suppliers, not all supplier will agree to this, to store their inventory in our premises, and then it's under their ownership. But once the billing or consumption takes place, then the payment happens or GRN happens. Of course, if you take Amazon model, they work with 100% of the supplier in the same model. They will ask their vendor to supply the material inside Amazon warehouse, but it will be under the account of supplier. But once there is a order or there is a consumption, then the ownership changes from supplier to buyer. But you have to understand this cannot happen in your case unless you are from a large organization where you can dictate your vendor. If that can happen, this is fine. That kind of inventory management is called consignment inventory. We have one more technique called vendor managed inventory. In that there is no big gain as far as inventory reduction is concerned, because here in vendor managed inventory still the ownership is with the buyer, but vendor is going to support in terms of ensuring inventory availability. Okay, so where possible you can plan for consignment inventory, and this requires a help from your purchasing guys for proper negotiation with your vendors. Okay, so this is one method. Of course, when you plan for lean and JIT, definitely inventory is going to reduce. Here, this looks like top management has to also support, because without the top management support, you cannot do this. When you go for a lean and just in time, naturally, you're not going to get the inventory in advance or in bulk quantity. And you also need such kind of suppliers who understand lean and JIT. Especially in auto industry, we will use this to our benefit. So we do something called milk run to go to vendors on a daily basis and collect the components, and also deliver to the customer on a daily basis. So you will definitely see that inventory will be much lower if you are able to convert your operation to lean and JIT. Then, most of the organization, 99% of the organization work in make to stock policy. If you are able to convince your customer, and then if you are able to change the manufacturing strategy, either to make to order or assemble to order, here also you are definitely going to reduce the inventory. So these are ideas, some you can implement on your own or support from your own immediate boss, but some of the things request top management and other function support. For example, when we talk about make to order, the marketing should also support, because make to order is not something we can immediately deliver, but it is going to take some time. Okay, this is one more important step. The other one is a postponement, which most of the organizations are trying to attempt. Here we are trying to talk about geographical postponement, number one. Number two could be the finishing operation postponement. Here what we do is, if you have several warehouses or distribution center, we store some medium or slow moving item in the centralized warehouse. That's called geographical postponement. Only when the order is there, when that's when we are going to dispatch to the final warehouses. Thereby you are not going to increase the inventory in each of these warehouses. Of course, you cannot do this for fast moving item. For all fast moving item, these must be present in the respective places. The other way of postponing it, you need not finish the all assembly operations in the manufacturing plant. You can leave some choice to the customer. When he is placing the order, that time you should be in a position to quickly finish the assembly and send it to the customer. Some of the example could be kitting, packing, labeling, or putting some item inside the package. Of course, you cannot do major assembly operation either in dispatch section or in the warehouse, but still it can be practiced if you want reduction in inventory. And next final thing could be service level optimization. If you are or if you have a KPI that you should do 100% service level to all customers for all the product, then it's going to lead to higher inventory. So you have to work with your marketing team to see how you can make agreements with the customer. You are not supposed to give the same price and the same service level to all customer for all products. Of course, it is practically not possible to provide 100% service level to all customers. So you should have a clear agreement with the customer that for some of the products you are going to provide maybe 98% service level, and for some other products or some other customer you are going to provide 80%, 90% at a different selling price. If marketing have such agreement with the customer, then it's going to help in inventory management. If you have higher service level, then more the inventory. But of course, here you have to see that not all function or topic what we are talking here can be done within the planning function, but the entire company other function, including top management, has to support. Otherwise, it cannot be done effectively. Hope if you have any questions, you are welcome to comment. I could see Mohammed Tamini is making a comment. If you have any questions or topics which can be discussed, you are always welcome to comment either in LinkedIn or YouTube. And thanks for watching.